Our morning show today from WRCO Radio talks a little bit about agriculture. And of course, we're in Thanksgiving season. We want to thank all of the agriculture community because we wouldn't have all of the goodies on the table at Thanksgiving if it weren't for agriculture. And we're going to today introduce you to Beth McIlquham, who is UW-Madison Division of Extension and serves the greater Richland area and WRCO listening area. So, Beth, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my background is actually mostly in beef production. I grew up on a small beef farm up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, where I kind of fell in love with animals and grew up in 4-H and continued to love it there, and then pursued a degree in animal science at UW-River Falls, which ultimately led me to have this job, this position here as a Regional Livestock Educator in UW-Madison Division of Extension. I'm more than happy to be here and meet local beef producers and all sorts of players in the livestock industry.
Growing up with 4-H and everything, you were well aware of extension, I'm guessing, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And as I got older, I actually got to work for extension in their 4-H program over in Pierce County up in northwest Wisconsin while I went to college. So I got a little bit of experience there, and it just became more and more aware to me as I grew up.
Tell us about your job as you serve Crawford, La Crosse, Richland, and Vernon counties.
Sure. So ultimately, my job in the past, Extension has had ag agents, one per county, and now they've kind of differentiated a little bit. It's a little bit different setup. So ultimately, what we have is we have ag agents split into two different people, one who would focus more on crops or livestock or dairy, and mine specifically focuses on livestock, but I also have a crops and soils counterpart. Her name is Anastasia Kurth here in Richland Center, and each of us cover a broader geography. So I cover Crawford, La Crosse, Richland, and Vernon counties, and Anastasia covers Richland, Juneau, and Sauk counties. So we are more specialized, we have kind of a deeper set of knowledge within our own special area, and we can take questions that pertain to us, and we can also partner together to produce different programs to serve the area as well.
How many days are you in Richland Center then?
It kind of depends. My main office is in Vernon County, so that's where I am the majority of my time. But if anyone ever wants to meet or contact me, my contact information is always available at the Richland Center office, as well as I can always come down and meet you. I have a certain amount of mileage that gets me traveling and whatnot, and I do love to come down to Richland Center. It's a beautiful drive down from Vernon County, and I try and make it down at least once a month, sometimes more, depending on what's happening.
Agriculture has certainly changed in the past, even in the past few years, hasn't it?
It has most certainly changed.
And as you look at that, looking ahead, what are some things that you see as positives?
Sure. I see so many positive things happening. There are so many producers that are wanting to learn more about how to create either higher quality animals or maybe in a more efficient way to create these higher quality animals, and essentially using our resources in the best way possible, both financially and when it comes to labor and land resources as well.
I know that you have some different meetings coming up here and some things you'd like to promote. In fact, you have one in Richland Center coming up in a short time, don't you?
Yeah, of course. On December 3rd, we'll be hosting a Producing Quality Beef workshop at the Richland Center Equity Livestock Sales Co-op. Andy, the manager over there, has been a great partner in extension programs in the past, and he's totally excited to help us host this workshop. It's in partnership with Wisconsin DATCAP as well as Wisconsin Beef Council and Wisconsin Extension as well. And we'll kind of discuss a whole bunch of different things that essentially just relate to producing a high quality beef animal. There'll be a discussion with different packer representatives from the area and packers that come to the Richland Center barn. There'll also be a discussion on impacts on value, whether that's like shrink or mud and dirt or fitness for transport. We'll also talk about, maybe some meat quality defects, things that we're looking for in that realm, and things that affect quality and yield grade as well. And we'll also have a hands-on demonstration when it comes to that. We'll be able to kind of get participants up looking at quality and yield grade hands-on with some real live meat products up at the front. We'll also talk about some pre-harvest factors that affect meat quality. So if you maybe have some bruises that are resulting in some trim loss on your carcasses. We'll be able to discuss that a little bit more, and overall just some management practice that lead to high quality beef animals here in the U.S. or the Midwest, I should say.
Is that for all ages? Because I could see someone that's in an FFA or a 4-H beef project wanting to learn more. Would they be eligible for this too?
Yeah, for sure. Anyone can come, of all ages can come learn about it. Whether you have 100 head or maybe just a few, would be useful for anyone.
And what are the hours on the 3rd of December?
Sure. So it starts about 10 a.m. Registration's open at 9:30, and it concludes at 3 p.m.
Sounds like you have some pretty good partners there, as you mentioned. You're all kind of in cahoots, aren't you?
Yeah, we love to stay in cahoots and partner, especially with Wisconsin Beef Council and Wisconsin DATCAP, especially when it comes to a lot of this meat and meat processing sort of thing. They're a large player in that as well, so we love to keep everyone in the loop so we're all on the same page and producing some similar materials, and all of us working together just creates a really coherent message, as well as shows beef producers that we're all in this together.
And you have another one coming up in January as well. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, we also have our Driftless Region Beef Conference. That will be a 2-day conference down in Dubuque, Iowa at the Grand River Convention Center. And there's over the 2 days, we'll cover so many topics, but some of the highlighted ones are, maybe talking about some risk management in our current really high-priced market, talking about crossbreeding and how that can benefit you and your herd. And since beef on dairy crosses are such a hot topic at this time, we do have Denise Schwab from Iowa State talking about a beef on dairy lifetime performance research project that they've been doing down there. So we've got some great things to highlight, a great opportunity to social network with some other beef producers, as well as different leaders in the beef industry in our Driftless region.
I think a lot has changed, too, in terms of developing that animal through the years, in terms of what people are looking for, what they like as far as quality beef.
True, and I think there are different areas, definitely different areas of the market that we can tap into, and especially if you're direct marketing, maybe you have a niche that produces a little bit leaner meat, or maybe you have a ton of customers that really like those fattier cuts. And right now, sale barns and in a lot of places are giving premiums for heavier cattle. Maybe they're a little bit fattier too. So, and over the years, we've just been growing, tremendously larger and larger beef animals. So it's interesting to see how it's changed in the past few years and how we can continue to educate our producers to help them create high quality beef.
Do you work with organic farmers as well?
We do work with organic farmers as well. Yeah, we work with all type of producers. Overall, personally, and myself and Extension as well wants beef producers to be successful, whether they're organic, grass-fed, or maybe more conventional too. If you are producing high-quality beef animals and they're happy and healthy and you're making money, we totally support that, and along with all of our best management practice that we think can help you get there.
We've only talked about beef, but you obviously work with some other meat animals too, don't you?
Sure, yeah. My specialty is definitely in beef animals, but we can also, as a statewide organization, we have vast resources on swine, poultry, sheep, goats. We do get quite a few, maybe some backyard chickens. We got some families who have a few chickens, and I do love to call chickens and maybe goats maybe the gateway livestock. That's kind of where you enter the livestock industry and then you dive deeper into maybe some larger animals. So we do get some questions on those, and I can totally help you with any of your crazy livestock questions, whether it's like, what should they be eating, or it looks funny, I'm not quite sure what's happening. Sometimes you may have to call your vet, but I can definitely be a resource for you as well.
Do you deal with dairy?
I actually don't deal with dairy that much. We do have dairy. We have a dairy educator network across the state, and I can definitely direct you. We have Jackie McCarville, who's actually a little bit southwest. She's in Iowa, Grant, and a couple of other counties, but I know Iowa and Grant counties for sure, and she can kind of help with some of your questions. And we also have dairy state specialists that cover the entire state that can help you with your questions as well.
So you have a real network, and also if somebody asks you something that you can't answer, you can find it out, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. And if I can't answer it and they can't answer it, they will know someone who can answer it. So that's the beauty and part of why I love working for Extension is it's has a very teamwork kind of environment, and we just need to get these, community members the correct answer. And even if I can't do it, I'm not afraid to say that I don't know and pass that on to someone else, and maybe I can learn something in the process too.
We think about agriculture and we think about, the vanishing family farms and things like that. But I'm always amazed to see the number of people that work in an ag-related field here in the state of Wisconsin. It's incredible, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, growing up, I thought if you worked in ag, you were a farmer, and that was kind of your only option. But as I got older, I was like, wow, there's so many. And now when I get to work with so many people who have jobs in the ag industry that are so unique and different. And I love that. And this is a unique and different ag position, and I love it.
What about the year in agriculture as we look back on 2024? Has it been a pretty good one?
I was actually just reading an article the other day that was published in the Wisconsin Agriculturalist, and the title was Ag in 2024. Good for some, bad for others. So I think it depends for sure. The growing season was definitely challenging with so much rain right away. If you were growing hay at all, that was a challenge. And then it kind of turned into almost a little bit of a drought here more towards the fall. So we had some extremes, and especially up against last year's growing season, it has been a crazy couple of years back to back. As far as, livestock goes, if you did grow hay this year, I would highly suggest getting any forages you grew tested to make sure you're meeting animal nutritional needs over this winter here. But overall, I think, I'm sure it was great for some, maybe not so great for others, depending on which area of the industry that you're in.
What's interesting, too, is one person it might be good, and then 5 miles away, it might have been bad. I mean, that's just kind of the way Mother Nature works with weather, isn't it?
Oh, totally true.
Yeah. What about the future and some things that you'd like to accomplish as you look down the road, Beth?
Sure. So in the future, overall, my background heavily is in welfare and humane handling. So I'd love to see myself be able to produce a hands-on workshop that talks about humane handling and the benefits that it can bring you and your cattle as well, and also talk about some welfare things. And welfare is so encompassing that I think it kind of covers topics like nutrition and housing and facilities and things like that, which I think is a beautiful thing about it, but it can also be extremely overwhelming. So in the future, I'd love to put on some programs like that. Also in the future, I'd love to just meet more community members. I'm new to the area, so getting out and meeting people by attending some Farm Bureau meetings and local cattlemen's meetings. Everyone has been so kind and open to me, and it's been so wonderful to meet already so many beef producers and different livestock producers as well, whether that's sheep and goats. So in the future, I'd love to just meet a few more producers, or a few hundred maybe if I can, and put on some programs that the community values. That's essentially what I'm here for, and keep it moving.
So if somebody's listening and they'd like you to come and be a part of a program, you're welcome to that then.
Yeah, of course, for sure. And if, you have something that you think that maybe I would fit into or have some questions, you can always feel free to give me a call. I'm open to ideas, and the worst I can say is no, and I'm not very good at that, so it's perfect.
So you have the Producing Quality Beef seminar in Richland Center December 3rd. I know you're doing another one of those early in the year next year too, aren't you?
Yeah, we actually have a few of those that are coming up as well. The closest one to this area would be on February 12th, the Producing Quality Beef in Bloomington. So we'll be working with Bloomington Livestock Sales for that one, and it'll cover all the same topics that the Richland Center one will as well.
If someone has questions about anything we've talked about today, what's the best source so they can get a hold of you then?
Yeah, sure. You can give me a call, or you can even text me. I have one of those fancy smartphones. My phone number is 608-632-0599. Or you can contact your local extension office as well, and they can pass my information along to you.
Well, we appreciate Adam Haiti sending you our way too.
Oh, yeah. He's actually my boss, and it's been great to work with him, and very chill and very supportive of me and my role, and wants me to succeed.
That's important.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. How many times has your last name been mispronounced so far?
Oh, it's been a struggle, and I definitely do not get offended because it took me a while to learn it myself growing up.
Beth McIlquham.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you today.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you, too. Thank you for having me on.
And we'll have you back again whenever you're in the area.
That'd be perfect.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. Beth McIlquham from the UW-Madison Division of Extension, Regional Livestock Educator for Crawford, La Crosse, Richland, and Vernon counties on The Morning Show.